Hey everyone, this is Kat. Welcome to the show.
Are we introducing ourselves?
It's been a while.
Oh.
Just a refresher.
Hi, this is Catlin. Not Kat. I was trying to explain to somebody because I really am trying to go by Catlin outside of the podcast, because I guess for those of you who don't know, we both go by Kat. Obviously, that would be a little confusing on the podcast. So I try to go by Catlin all the time, and it's really thrown people off. Like good friends of mine, when we're out and about and I'm introducing myself as Catlin, they're like, who are you? But, yeah, I'm Catlin now. It's official. Just embrace it. Or really, we're just known as the Cats.
The Cats. Which is totally fine. Whatever.
We're really just one person.
I got another DM this week. We were laughing about it because someone, it's been a while. Someone honestly thought that I was you.
Yes.
It's funny. I always get a giggle out of it.
But also, and
I don't blame them.
They've met us, though.
They have met us, and that we have...
Both of our Instagrams have pictures of us on them. So maybe, I don't know.
I got a big old mug covering my face, so...
I don't have anything covering my face.
Yeah.
It's just there.
It's okay.
It's fine.
We'll forgive them.
Yeah. A little rude to, mix up women, though, but...
They're like, aren't you guys just the same person anyway? It doesn't matter.
Basically.
Yeah.
If you ask us a question, you're just going to get the same answer from both of us.
And we usually answer at the same time.
If you DM us on Instagram, or if you comment on our Instagram and you get 2 responses for the Tenn Two page within a minute, it's because we didn't check with each other.
Instagram should figure this out. If we're sharing an account, at least show some bubbles or something.
Yes.
Because that would be helpful. I'm like, oh, she's got this one. She's responding.
No, instead we just respond the same exact. I loved though that our response to, I don't even remember what it was.
It was worded slightly different, but it was the same. It was the same.
Remember in the beginning when we used to check in with each other for everything we would post, and now we're just so used to we're the same person, we don't even bother anymore.
No.
Jesus, it's crazy. How did I get so lucky to meet you in Nashville? Somebody not even in the watch world was talking to me about this today. I had met them for coffee, and they were saying it's so random that even if it wasn't watches, that you'd find somebody else named Kat in Nashville to do a podcast with.
Yeah. And then we have this hobby we share. And
this very niche hobby. And that there's 2 females in it. In the same city, by the same name.
The same person.
Yep. Very fun. I love it. It's a lot of fun.
Wristwatch check.
Wristwatch check.
Yeah, I feel like we need a little rap or something when we do this, not by us, but
not
music.
By us, just to clarify.
Yeah, I gotta get some
by us.
Yeah.
We live in Music City. Where are all of our
musicians?
Half of our watch club is musicians.
I know. Maybe some new Tenn Two music. How about that? People love our intro song.
I love our song.
You jam out to it.
I love it. I really do. I look forward to that woo part.
Yeah.
And you know what? In thinking about it, the woo part is so Nashville.
It is woo.
All the bachelorettes
the woo girls
on Broadway are the woo girls. So we can't take it out. If anything, maybe.
What?
Maybe we go downtown.
Record some real woos.
And record some real woos. Just mix them in.
All right, next time we're downtown, I'll make sure to record some woos.
When was the last time?
Is that a thing everywhere else, or is it just a Nashville thing?
I feel like it's a very Nashville thing. So if you aren't from here, or if you're not familiar, Nashville is the number 1 bachelorette party destination in the United States.
Is.
Randomly, which if you're a local here is the most frustrating thing in the world when you're just trying to do anything on the weekend downtown.
Yeah, even during the day, 11 o'clock in the morning. Oh my gosh.
That was the thing that really surprised me is I never am on Broadway during the day. And last year I was going to an event over at the Titan Stadium. I was going to motocross or something like that. And like I decided to do dinner on Broadway before, and it was like 4:00. It was a very early dinner, and Broadway was packed. And I'm not like, I haven't been on Broadway. If I'm on Broadway, it's like past 10 o'clock at night. It's between the hours of 10 a.m. or 10 p.m. and like 4 a.m.
Yeah.
So I haven't seen like the daytime part of Broadway on a weekend in a long time. Man, I don't
Terrible.
know. It was awful. You couldn't move, go anywhere. But it's Nashville and everybody loves it. And I forget what we were talking about right before I started saying that. Woo girls are everywhere here. Yeah, basically. I guess if you're single, you can come to Nashville and hit up all the bachelorettes. I don't know. Or all the bachelorette parties. They're just a lot. They're a lot to handle. Annoying. It is annoying, for sure. Absolutely. But, yeah, so moral of the story is we're not changing our music.
No.
But that's where we...
Then we were talking
We've been
about
hanging out for like 5 hours and we're just now getting to record. So we're trying to figure out what's going on. Yeah. So we're not going to change our story. We might add real bachelorette woo girls for a more authentic Nashville flavor. And we're going to do
that in there.
We're going to do a wristwatch check.
Yeah.
So what are you wearing?
I'm wearing my roller.
Your roller? I like how maybe you could do a thing. Like you just start blending watch models together.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like your Rolex Polar. It's like your roller. It could be like a
mashup. I love it. Oh, yeah. Oh, man. I'm wearing my Polar Explorer, too.
Okay, very cool.
Thank you.
And you have it on a new strap.
Oh, yeah, I do have it on a new strap. Thank you for bringing that up.
You're welcome.
I'm wearing it on the Cascadia. Oh, shoot. I think this is the orange.
It is the orange.
It is the orange. Okay.
Yeah.
There was like a light tan, too, but I think that's the orange. And I kind of like it.
I really like it. So our friend Abhishek, he had gotten a couple of these from Cascadia Strap Company and just kind of divvied them out with like a couple of us. And I have nice. So nice. Because I would have just been like, keep them on wall. But I have the gray one and you have the orange. And they are super nice. Incredibly comfortable straps.
And I was a little quick to judge earlier because I put it on the Explorer and I was having a really hard time fitting it in the lugs. And you had mentioned that Adrian over at Bark and Jack did a video recently where he said that something about the Rolex... The lugs, they're just like... Well,
they're very short lugs. They're not long lugs.
And you can see it like touches the case. There's not a lot of space there.
Yeah, I'll link the video in the show notes because it was actually a really great video too. Like if you don't feel comfortable changing your watch strap out, like he did this really great, really easy kind of tutorial on it. Yeah. But he does mention that... like some Rolex models will really kind of wear through that top part of a strap. And it just sits right there against the case and it rubs right there against the case.
And it's no fault to the strap. It's more so the case of the Rolex.
Right, exactly. But it looks great. Yeah. I love the orange. When he gave it to me to give to you, I was like, man, that's a good like Tennessee orange. But I have like 4.
Is it Tennessee? Yeah, I guess.
I have like 4 orange straps. I can't take any more orange.
Yeah. To me, it looks like still a really light, like a tan.
Yeah, it's not as orange as like Tennessee orange. Tennessee orange is very specific.
But it looks good on the Explorer. No. I'll post some pictures soon of it.
Yeah, I do like it on the Explorer too. And I like the white stitching. I think it's a nice touch for the strap. Yeah. It gives it a little bit of I don't know. I always find that white stitching on straps looks so vintage. And like, I don't know. I really like the way.
But white stitching with a white dial would look pretty cool. So what are you wearing?
I am wearing the Stova, of course. What else would I be wearing? Actually,
and you have a different strap on it.
I do have a different strap on it. So I have a sailcloth strap. I've posted this on my personal Instagram before, but I don't think I've posted it on the Tenn Two Instagram. So there's this newer strap company called Artem Straps. So that's ARTEM. And we'll link like all the stuff in our show notes and whatnot too. So Artem straps, they're a company based out of Australia. So they do sailcloth straps, and these are really comfortable. They're not overly expensive. So they do 3 different options. They do like a black with black stitching, a black with gray stitching, which is what this is, which I really like because it like matches the gray dial. And then they do a black with white stitching as well. But they reached out to me because they're based in Australia. And as you guys know, there's all the bushfires that are going on that have really kind of devastated, killed, 500 million animals. There've been, I think, over 20 human deaths at this point. Plus just, homes and things like that and just all the damage. So they are doing a fundraiser actually where they're donating 20% of all the sales, this month. So in January to the Australian Red Cross. So actually when you place an order, they said that you will receive an email with a tax invoice just so like you have proof of it, and all as well. So, and if you're not buying, like go over to Instagram, follow artem.straps. If you're not buying the straps, share the story, as much as possible. And if you want to learn more, I definitely recommend like checking out the Australian Red Cross, and the World Wildlife Fund for Australia. They, both of those organizations are doing really great things. So, I would definitely check them out. It's a great way to, get a strap. That's a really cool strap anyway. I've had these for a couple of weeks now, but also for a good cause too. So
yeah, it looks great on it. And I do like that there's a cause behind them too.
Exactly.
Yeah, I always appreciate when brands give back.
Yeah, for sure. And they're from Australia, so it definitely makes sense for them to want to do, whatever they can to help out. I can't imagine that kind of devastation. So, it was heartbreaking. We had here a couple of years ago, we had the big fires over in Gatlinburg. And I've seen the damage since then because I've been to Gatlinburg several times now. But I couldn't imagine like that kind of widespread. And I'm an animal lover. So like hearing over 500 million animals have died, it's heartbreaking.
Yeah, it's very heartbreaking.
I cannot imagine. And then obviously the loss of human life. It's just devastating no matter what. It's not a good situation. So just do what you can. Donate what you can, if you can. And if you're looking for a great strap, this is a really great opportunity too. So
it would be pretty cool to see one of the watch brands do something for Australia. I was trying to think of some Australian brands, but I don't know of any off the top of my head.
I don't know. You had Time and Tide, which is the Australian watch publication. They auctioned off Doxa.
That's right.
All the money went to Australia, which I think is super cool too. I think that Doxa went for like $3,600, $3,800, something like that.
Okay,
which is super cool. I definitely appreciate brands who give back. I think it's so great. It says a lot about them.
You said $3,600.
I think so, $3,600 or $3,800. Okay. For just a Doxa. I can't remember which Doxa model it was either. Probably should have written these things down. But no, I think it's really phenomenal when brands kind of give back. And the reality is we're all very fortunate, realistically. This is not an inexpensive hobby by any, even if you do this hobby on the cheap, it still means you have, the extra income to be able to do these things.
Exactly.
So definitely, any opportunity to give back is really phenomenal. So
I agree.
Especially this is in these guys' backyard. So, all right.
Ready to dive into it? Totally not the same.
Person. Oh man. So this has been a really interesting week in watches. So you had LVMH who hosted their first ever watch week. So this is the very first time you had the LVMH watch brands all under one venue. So you had Bulgari, Zenith, Tag Heuer, and Hublot.
Yeah.
All in one place. And there's been some really cool stuff.
Yeah, I feel like this is kicking off the year. This is the first kind of watch
fair showcase.
Yeah, I guess fair would be a good word. But and they kicked it off and they did really well.
Yeah.
I liked a lot of what I saw.
I did too. A lot of what I saw made me optimistic for the year. Last year, I feel like a lot of us can admit last year was a flop by almost every major watch brand. There's very few watch brands that really put out something good or consistently put out several good things.
I think Zodiac won last year in general for me.
Yeah, is that last year?
They just hit it
every time.
Yeah, I would really well.
I would agree.
And Nomos too. I liked several of the Nomos models as well.
I feel like we could just start naming a bunch of random stuff. And this brand. And you know what? Also this guy. But yeah, no, it's been really, really interesting to see kind of what's kicked off so far. So we figured we'd, spend some time this episode. We're not going to go into detail on all of them because there was quite a bit actually that came out just from these 4 brands. But we figured we'd talk about some of the bigger ones and like some of our favorites, and there's some excitement. Like, I know for both of us, we've been texting about one brand in particular all week, who's doing really awesome things. So I guess let's start with Bulgari.
Yeah.
I think for me, one of the coolest things is that I'm going to butcher this pronunciation so bad. Do you want to do it?
Sedatory?
There you go.
I don't know.
You.
There's Serpenti, the one? Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah. Serpenti, Sedatory, Tourbillon.
Yeah.
Obviously, I know how to say Tourbillon. Probably not. Somebody who's French is probably yelling at the radio right now.
Yeah. Can't say anything right.
I don't have a good French accent, so me saying any of these is not going to end out really well. But, so this is the smallest tourbillon in a watch, and I think it's phenomenal because it's been put in a ladies' piece. I mean, it's a very bedazzled ladies' watch. So it's a 34 millimeter. I mean, there's just diamonds everywhere on this watch. So the Serpenti Sedatory was announced, I think they debuted last year. So it's essentially the Serpenti watch, but without having all of the coils that continue to wrap around. So it's just one, if you're familiar with the collection kind of in general. But it's a 34 millimeter tourbillon. And I love that, like, you're seeing like such a interesting and such a highly technical complication put in a lady's watch.
Absolutely.
And that's something that I would have never really expected because it is such an intricate complication. It's so neat. It's the most, ridiculous, nobody really needs it in their life complication. But I mean, it's absolutely phenomenal. Diamonds everywhere on this.
Everywhere.
Literally everywhere. So there's 3 options. There are 2 white gold ones, one with a leather strap and one with a full diamond bracelet. And then there's a rose gold one as well.
Like there's diamonds on the dial, on the case, and on the bracelet. Wow. Everywhere.
All the diamonds. No, I mean, aesthetically not my cup of tea, but I wouldn't say no to it either.
No, God, I would be so scared to wear this thing though, anywhere.
But I feel like it's easy for us to say that because we would never. I mean, the cheapest one is $78,000. That's like both of our cars put together. You know what I mean? On your wrist, we don't have that kind of lifestyle. Yeah. Versus somebody who can afford this is, it's nothing to them. It's kind of the same way, like there are people who freak out. Like my mom freaks out that I take my Planet Ocean into the ocean. It literally says ocean in the name, but she's like, you go swimming with that watch? Yeah. And, because to her, she doesn't understand, that you would wear a $6,000
It's still a tool watch.
Like yeah. So I think it's a matter of perception and
I get it.
Different lifestyles. Yeah. I wouldn't mind living this lifestyle.
Yeah, the rose gold is beautiful to me.
It is very beautiful. And like I said, I just think it's super cool that you see the complication being brought into a ladies' piece. I think we'll talk about it later. I really feel like ladies' watches are going to come like...
Yeah, well, this whole show, I mean, there were some big hitters for sure.
Yeah.
But the majority of the watches I would consider are ladies' pieces, which is pretty cool.
I think it's incredibly cool.
They're not ones I can afford, but I still appreciate them, and I'm glad that we're seeing more ladies' watches.
Agreed.
Especially being showcased and talked about. It's like there's always ladies' watches that I think have come out, but they've never been the topic of discussion. And this year, at least with this fair, it was the showcase. It was the women's watches, and we'll get into some more in a little bit. But
we'll get into, so also from Bulgari, you had 3 additions to the Diva's Dream collection.
Oh yeah, that's right.
And so when we talk about technology, so you had the tourbillon that was introduced, the smallest tourbillon. But one of these in the Dream collection is a minute repeater. So you have a minute repeater complication and this really beautiful malachite dial. Again, these are just extra, Bulgari is known for just extravagant ladies pieces anyway.
Yeah.
They're not putting out a stainless steel sports ladies watch anytime soon.
You never know.
Well, maybe. But they're just known for it.
Yeah.
And that's fine. Like, I don't mind it because they are a little bit more of a fashion, trendy kind of brand.
They are, but they also they push the envelope and they're doing these really cool technological stuff.
Yeah.
So, I mean, they are fashiony, but they're also super up there.
Oh, no, I agree. Especially when you get into their men's pieces.
Yeah.
Like, I totally agree. But I think that for women's, they're so focused more as being a fashion house.
Yeah.
But again, like you have like the smallest tourbillon and now you have a minute repeater and a ladies watch. And I think, I forget what the case size of these ladies, the Dream collection is. I think it's like 34 or 36 millimeters, if I remember correctly. But so again, you have 3 cases. You have the malachite, which is the minute repeater. You have randomly out of the 3, there's only one that's quartz, which is a little bit weird when you consider kind of the other 2 are automatic.
Yeah, but I see why.
Yeah.
Because I think they want to give that option to someone that just doesn't want to deal with. Like they have this amazing movement, but then we're also going to offer quartz to someone that doesn't just want to fool with it.
You know what's really interesting is since we started this podcast, I've become more open to women wearing quartz watches. Like, so I do, I work around watches a lot.
Yeah.
So when women come in, and I actually was having a conversation with somebody the other day about it, with a client, and, I don't push automatic watches like as much. I really focus on what's convenient for you. Like, I feel like we've just heard back from so many women and just in our conversations that, I agree. It doesn't have to be automatic. It is a matter of what works best for you, because I really hate to see somebody with a watch that they don't even like wearing because they have to wind it all the time or, reset the date and the time a lot. So I get the practicality of quartz. I really do. I feel like there are some instances that,
for the person, it just works out better.
We were talking about me finding a quartz grade Seiko earlier. So, yeah.
Well, I think we all go through like a watch collecting journey. And for me, it was in the beginning, I pushed off quartz for a very long time and I got rid of every single quartz piece I had. And I became not snobbish towards it, but just, I'm not going to spend money on a quartz when I can buy an automatic. And I've totally gone back on that because there's a benefit to having a quartz piece in the collection. And for some people, that may work out better for them. And I think you're absolutely right when you talk to potential clients. And if you find that automatic, is just not going to fit in with their lifestyle, then why push it on them, Yeah. So I think it's always good to have the option.
Yeah.
Not every brand does that. If you go into the, Omega boutique, there's a lot of watches that you're not going to get the same counterpart in a quartz watch. So that's kind of cool.
Yeah, I agree. So yeah, I won't dog this quartz one too much. Also, it's like way cheaper than the rest of them. So the malachite, given it is a minute repeater, it's like $220,000. The other one, I am kind of obsessed with. I have this thing about peacock feathers. And the other one literally has a peacock feather on the dial. I just love the colors of a peacock feather.
Yeah.
Also, I'm not spending $115,000 on a watch anytime soon. So, the quartz one is a steal at this point. It's rose gold. And it is $18,600. So definitely the much more practical option out of the 3. But again, like you see an increase in ladies pieces and I love seeing these complications coming out in ladies watches. And the other introduction from Bulgari this year was, adding to the Otto Finissimo collection, which I found to be a little disappointing, but I think it's because we're so used to Bulgari coming out with some new crazy complication in like the thinnest casing humanly possible, that like this year they just kind of came out with 3 or 4 new watches and you're just kind of like, oh, okay. So they have, they introduced the minute repeater now, in a sandblasted rose gold. And then there's 3 just traditional Otto Finissimo editions. There's like there's a satin polished rose gold, which I do like the way that the case has that polishing to it. I think it's actually really pretty. There's the sandblast polished ceramic, and then there's the stainless steel, the satin polished steel. So
yeah, I don't know. I don't
more
really...
exciting were the ladies' watches.
Yeah, I didn't really have much to add on to those, but kind of is what it is.
It is what it is.
Nothing too special.
No, but again, I'm actually very excited to see that you had these complications put in some ladies' watches.
Absolutely.
I think that pushing ladies is definitely happening. So Tag Heuer, really weird. I don't know. I feel like everybody announced all of these watches, and Tag only came out with the one. Given the one that they came out with is super, super cool.
Yeah, I love it.
The Carrera Limited Edition. So this one is to celebrate 160 years of Tag Heuer, which I feel like probably they would come out with more maybe later in the year, because this was all they really announced this year so far. Yeah. So maybe this isn't like...
Yeah, it was weird. It was very weird that this was the only watch that came out during this fair, because the others released several different models. But I don't know, perhaps they've been working on it for a long time.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's got an in-house movement inside. That's powered by the Heuer 02 movement, and that's got a vertical clutch and 80-hour power reserve. It's pretty good.
That's right.
It's 80 hours. Wow.
Man, that's awesome.
That is awesome.
I really need some longer power reserves on my watches.
Yeah.
Like, could you... I could...
Like 3 days without wearing this watch, and you can go to grab it.
Days.
Yeah, over 3 days. It's pretty sweet.
Damn.
But I love the vintage look. Now, the only thing I don't is that they bumped up the case from the 36, which was the original, to a 39, which is still very good.
39 is still very good.
39 is great. It is great. But I just feel like...
is a very specific market, honestly.
Yeah, and that's true. And I think that maybe a 39 does market to a lot more people. But I would have liked to seen maybe a different option in the 36 size too.
And who knows? Maybe so.
Yeah, maybe.
It is only January, so maybe. So this one is limited to 1,860 pieces, which was the year Tag Heuer was founded. It's beautiful. The finishing is stunning. Like looking at the close up of the press photos and seeing the step subdials. Absolutely stunning finishing.
Yeah, it looks like something from the past, and I love it. I love that vintage style.
I love seeing pictures of this compared to the original one.
And what do you think about like the Fotina little pips?
Again,
and
it's not a lot of Fotina. I
think it's tastefully done.
It reminds me of the Speedmaster, the Ed White, where it just has a very small amount of patina. And it's like what we talked about. I think that you had brought this up the last time. Like watches back in the day used tritium. Like you're never going to get and now we all use Superluminova. You're never going to get that coloration.
Yeah, not in your lifetime.
Isn't going to fade like that in yellow. So having just a little bit of the Fotina, I think is nice. And I think that you're seeing brands who are doing it now very softly. Like for a while, everybody got real heavy with the Fotina. So it was all just, it was just too much. But this more natural coloration, I really do like.
Yeah, I think it looks fantastic.
Yeah, I think it's good. There's really nothing bad I can say about the watch.
I love it.
I really do adore it. I think it's a cool piece. It's very tastefully done. It stays true to what it was for the most part, and I like it.
Yeah, I've always had a fondness for these Carreras from like the 60s. Because they are small and they're very simple, and the dials have never been, cluttered or busy, and I really like that.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that.
Yeah, it was a winner.
But yeah, that was it from Tag.
So this one's priced at $6,450.
That's not a bad price point
either. It's not that bad. Not for a limited edition.
That's the thing. Like, I feel like people get a little too upset about pricing on limited editions. The reality is, they're going to add quite a premium because they know that it's going to sell out no matter what. It's just supply and demand at that point, I guess, realistically. They know they can get it, so why not ask for it?
Agreed.
Hublot released like everything. There's
a lot
much that came from Hublot this week. Man, where do you start? Like, if you could see all of the tabs that are open on our computers right now. So I think one of the bigger releases was definitely the Big Bang Integral. So It's so weird, too, to think that this watch hasn't had an integrated bracelet, because when you look at the pictures of it, it looks like it should have been there the entire time. You know, and again, everybody's integrating bracelets for sports watches, but I feel like these bracelets are really well done. They're absolutely stunning. You know, they made slight modifications to the case to be able to fit the bracelet, but the bracelet is just suited really, really nicely here. I mean, like I said, it seems like it should have been there the entire time. Everything else is exactly the same. The only other difference is on the dial. They pulled off the Arabic numerals.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so the other ones had the Arabic numerals. So there's only 3 variations of the integral, which is going to be titanium, black ceramic. The black ceramic is actually limited to 500 pieces. And then there's the King Gold too. But yeah, I mean, they're all 42 millimeter case. Skeleton dials. I like them. Everybody dogs on Hublot. I really like Hublot. So,
yeah, this is not a bad looking watch at all. I don't know how I feel about the integrated bracelet.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't mind it.
It's just, I feel like it's been done a lot lately. I feel like we're seeing it a lot.
It's almost like, it's the most popular thing. So
I don't like an integrated bracelet. Normally, I don't prefer that because I like the option to change.
Yeah, true.
We talked about this with the Oris.
We did talk about this with the Oris.
Yeah.
And then
that's not that bad.
I came around to your side of things.
Well, I mean, I don't hate it. I mean, this isn't a watch I would buy anyway, but I just, like it looks, this one at the bottom with the King Gold looks like a royal oak to me a little bit.
Oh, I 100% would say that.
Yeah.
For sure. It has a very...
It's really like square and boxy.
In like that more angled kind of picture. Yeah, I would totally say that. Definitely fair.
I mean, it's still their own thing, but I don't know. I'm just not a fan of the integrated bracelets.
Fair.
Like some are.
Enough.
But if you buy a sports watch and you never take it off, the bracelet, which I'd like to with some of my watches, I still take it off, but this will be great for $20,000 or more.
For more. It's fine. No worries. Let's see. The titanium one is $20,900.
Yeah.
And the black ceramic is only $23,000.
Seems like a deal.
Only. So one of the watches I really liked actually from Hublot is the Classic Fusion Gold. So like I still don't really understand how they did these dials. And I really want to do a little bit more research into it.
Yeah.
But every dial winds up being unique because they took 24 karat gold, melted it.
It was flakes.
Gold flakes.
Yeah.
Right. Melted it, and then somehow like essentially the steam from the gold must have gold.
They said like the atoms like rise to the top or something.
And then they
crystallize.
have something cold, so it like crystallizes to the coldness.
Yeah.
This probably sounds like the most janky explanation ever. If Hublot's listening to this, they're like, oh my god, these ladies. But I mean, it just seems like such a cool process, and each dial is totally unique.
Yeah.
And then I saw where only, so they're all hand inspected, and only 20% will even make it like to a timepiece. But when you look at them, they're just so pretty.
I hope they melted that gold and you reused it for something. Seems like a waste. Seems like a big waste.
They have so much money, they just threw it all away. It's just literally sitting in a dumpster outside of Switzerland right now.
Dumpster dive in there. Their area.
I will straight up go dumpster diving over there.
We really sound like rednecks.
Oh my god, we're really fitting into our trailer reputation from Stylish Watches. All right, to be clear, we're not dumpster diving.
No,
for gold, possibly. How much gold are we talking about?
Yeah, I know, right?
And how clean are these dumpsters?
Yeah.
I feel like Switzerland is like the cleanest, prettiest place ever. Like every picture I see, it's always like clean and like mountainous. And so their trash is probably cleaner, right?
Sure. We'll say it is.
We'll say that. Whatever. Anyways, back to the watch. So it comes in 2K sizes. It comes in a 38 and a 45 millimeter. I'm still stuck on that.
Perfect, like his and hers. Little gift. For each other.
Is it?
Yeah, I think so. Like,
okay,
you have his and you have hers.
And
they don't look the same because they have different dials.
Oh yeah.
I like it.
They're also $40,000 for the set.
Yeah.
So perfect his and hers.
They're beautiful, though. I really
stunning.
I'm not a huge fan of the brand, but this watch is really cool.
And I really love this idea that every single dial is going to be different.
It's unique. It's unique to you. No one else has that watch.
Yeah, I 100% agree. Really love the idea, for sure. So other Hublot.
One more thing on that, though. Have you it looks really hard to read. Black hands, black dial.
You don't
black case.
Buy it to be practical, okay? You buy it.
There's
to
not even.
look at
I don't like watches without markers because. I mean, I know the general area, but you never know. I could be off by a little bit.
Okay.
Are we going to talk about the rainbow ones?
Yeah, talk about the rainbow ones.
Okay, so the rainbow.
The rainbow.
The spirit of the Big Bang rainbow. I don't know why I'm so drawn to these watches. Like, I would never wear this, but I want it. Don't you just love it? It's just so much fun.
I agree. It's like the Rolex,
the Daytona, the Rainbow Daytona.
The Rainbow Daytona. I would totally wear that watch.
It's beautiful to me.
Way more fun. Like, this actually looks like a rainbow.
Yeah.
It just reminds. It's just one of those watches that if you have like a crap ton,
this is what I'm buying. If I have this kind of money, like, this is what I'm gonna buy.
Really?
I'm gonna buy a freaking rainbow. Like,
how much is it?
I don't know.
Let's see. Is there a price somewhere? I don't know. Also, again, with the his and hers matching, like, really kind of dig this whole idea of his and hers watches.
Yeah, the 42 is a chronograph, and then the 39 is just the time and date model.
Yeah. Or, like, they're just gender neutral, really, at that point. I like that even the straps are rainbowed. I feel like that's a really nice little touch.
It's like a gradient.
Yeah. It's a lot going on.
It's cool.
But it's not awful.
I dig it.
I feel like for this money, I would rather do the Richard Mille Marshmallow.
Yeah, I mean, that one's really cool.
That one's so cool. And probably cheaper than this one.
Yeah.
But no, definitely a really cool piece too. What else from Hublot this year? Like literally everything. So there's a few more limited edition pieces for the Big Blanks. Is it Song Blue? I think it's pronounced Song Blue. So
I'm not gonna try to say it.
I know, and I actually have a friend who would murder me if I got that wrong.
Oh, really?
I probably should have called him first. So anyways, it's a partnership with tattoo artists. They've done a few different pieces. I'm also definitely not going to pronounce the name of the tattoo artist. All limited editions, all of them in this really, the blue color, which is really prominent for him as well. Just really fun and kind of crazy, funky designs. The limited editions are in titanium or king gold with or without stud setting, and they're just funky. And I really dig the K shape to them. I don't know. Hublot isn't that watch that you buy to be practical. It's the watch, and I feel like this is what people kind of diss them about. It's not the watch that you wear every day. It's the watch that you wear just to have something funky and out there and weird in your collection.
Yeah.
So
I agree.
I feel like people just take them too seriously. And same with Richard Mille. These aren't the watches that you wear, to a black tie event. These are just the watches you wear to have fun and just be
well, and I think they
ridiculous.
Do express so many different people's personality too. My only gripe with them is not the designs. It's usually the case size too, because they're enormous, and I generally don't like that. But now we're saying they're doing some 39, 38 models, and I mean, granted, they're rainbowed and very flashy, but I still like them.
They're different.
I like. It's okay to be different.
Can we talk about Zenith?
Yes, let's go ahead.
Who freaking killed it?
They won the show.
They won. Show over, absolutely won. So many really, really awesome pieces and really great options. So there's the Defy Land Rover. Cool watch. So they've had this partnership with Land Rover for a few years now. They've done some really neat pieces. I love this whole matte gray. It just looks so kind of industrial. It looks like a watch that you can just beat up on.
Yeah,
and never
it's like
really
microblasted
had to worry
titanium.
About. Yeah. It's super cool. And isn't it, it's supposed to be designed after is it the wheels? The case back is, right?
Mm-hmm.
The rotor is. So the rotor is designed after the wheels. So limited to 250 pieces. It's just a fun, like, it really looks so industrial and so like get up and go. It looks like anything you would do anything in a Land Rover in it.
Yeah, I agree. It's just it has that ruggedness to it. It's still really refined. It's very clean looking. I definitely like it. Did you notice the little power reserve window underneath the logo?
Did.
How cool is that?
I really like
it's
that.
So small.
It's so subtle.
Yeah, it's not this huge, window anywhere on the dial. It just
Why
takes
don't
a
more
very
brands do that.
Yeah, I would love to see just a little something.
Yeah, I don't need like a big
Nomos has a really cool one too that they do.
Oh yeah. I've seen that recently. But I don't need like a big display to tell me. It's not that important in the grand scheme of things, especially for an automatic watch. It's not really that important because as you're wearing it, obviously you're winding it. The only time I would really technically need it is like if it's just sitting on the nightstand for, 2 days. But it's still cool to have. Absolutely. I don't need it in my face.
Yeah.
I love, especially because this has the chronograph, so you don't want to take away from that either.
Yeah, otherwise it'd clutter up the dial.
Yeah. And I love just the... Are you about to say the orange?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Why are we the same person?
Just go ahead. Go ahead.
Gosh.
You're gonna just say exactly what I was going to.
No, you say it. You got it.
I was gonna say, I definitely dig the subtle touches of orange because it's not overdone on the watch.
I agree.
I love orange with gray and I love orange with green. Those two colors, I really like those small little orange details on them. But yeah, it's not overly done. They put the orange stitching on the strap too, and it looks really, really good.
Yeah, I dig just this little bit of orange. And it kind of has like this faded vintage looking orange too, which I think goes with like the matte color of the case and the dial really well. If you did something really bright, it just wouldn't have matched. So I do really like this.
Yeah, and it comes with a rubber strap and a fabric strap.
Yeah.
Together. It's 100-meter water resistant. 50-hour power reserve. It's got the El Primero movement, the 9004. It's a pretty cool watch. It's big. It's 44 millimeter, but I mean, for what it is, I think it kind of has to be that size.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just a really cool watch. I love that. I love it a lot.
And then the other limited edition that I really dig is this Defy 21 Carl Cox. So Carl Cox he's a world-renowned DJ and producer for those who don't know.
I did not know that before this came out.
Hey, it happens. And that's why, like, if you look at the sub-dial, like, you have, like, it's a little, it's a record.
Oh.
On the sub-dial. Do you see it?
Yeah.
Yeah, at the 9 o'clock.
Okay.
And again, you have the power reserve indicator. It's a little bit larger here, but it's still, like, it matches the rest of the dial. Like, this is just a kind of one of those really funky, kind of cool, different types of watches. So this is a 44 millimeter carbon case. What I love about this watch, first of all, it's just really neat in general. Like, I love that you have the record as one of the sub-dials and the skeletonized dial. The red strap is absolutely phenomenal, but the bezel is loomed. And I think that this is so cool. It's really funky. The bezel and the stitching on the strap. Have you seen that photo?
No.
Yeah. So the stitching on the strap, it's loomed as well.
Oh, yeah.
So it's super cool. I don't know. I just think that this is fun and different. And Zenith is doing like some kind of crazy different stuff too. Yeah. And I feel like that
pushing boundaries a little bit.
Something to do with like being part of LVMH. I mean, if you're in the same fashion house or the same house as, if you blow, I think that you're definitely going to be pushing some boundaries for sure. So I do absolutely adore this watch. I just think it's fun. So it is limited to 200 pieces and it has a 1/100th of a second chronograph.
Wow.
Which I love. I feel like that would be the most insane thing to see in person. I've seen videos of them, but I've not seen one in person, and I think that it would be really cool. But I like this watch.
Yeah. That one wasn't my favorite, but it's pretty interesting.
It's interesting. Can we move to the two favorites?
Yeah, absolutely.
Like all the favorites. So the first one, I feel like I can't pick which would be my more favorite. Actually, I can't.
Yeah, I can too.
So I'll save that one for last. Like, we'll save the best for last.
Okay.
So the Elite Collection. So new additions to the Elite Collection.
The moon phase.
The moon phase, and there's a more traditional dial as well.
Yeah.
But my big thing is that they are, like, I sent you the screenshot of this on Instagram too. They are advertising these as unisex watches.
Yeah, they are.
And they are unisex watches. They are a 36 millimeter and a 40.5 millimeter. Yeah, it's a very neutral size, I feel like. But that's kind of the argument, is we don't say that we want to see like these unisex sizes for women necessarily. Like, I mean, obviously, yes, for women. But there is also a huge market of men who want a smaller watch.
Yeah.
So seeing this, it's really optimistic to me. They're absolutely beautiful. I love the moon phase. I'm a sucker for a moon phase anyways.
Me too.
Look at it on my watch all the time, even though it might be a day or two off, because I don't actually I don't know. I'm not a werewolf. I don't even know when it's a full moon. I'm not fishing.
I'm not a werewolf. Oh my gosh.
I'm not a werewolf. I'm not surfing. I'm not there's no reason for me to need to know when it's a full moon or what the lunar phase is. But I kind of like looking down at my watch, and it's like a little surprise. Like, oh, it's going to be a full moon tonight.
Yeah.
And then going outside, and it's there and all of its glory.
Yeah, I don't know how useful of a complication it is, but it is probably the most beautiful, in my opinion.
Agree.
I love it.
Especially if the moon itself is done really well and the stars or whatever. I do like that. And what I like is that as I'm looking at these moon phases is that on the gold watch, the moon and the stars are gold. And on the steel watch, they're silver colored as well. So I think that's a really nice detail. That goes back to little details like date wheels matching. And it matches very well, which I really do like on these. Yeah. And then the favorite. I'm so excited about these watches.
Me too.
So excited is that you have the new Defy Midnight collection. And it has to be one of the things that I'm most excited about this year so far.
Absolutely.
Also, we're only 17 days into the year by the time we're recording this. So we now have a ladies stainless steel sports watch, integrated bracelet, multiple dial options, diamonds, no diamonds, multiple strap options, and an automatic movement.
What's the date?
With a date at a 38 millimeter
36.
size. 36 millimeter size.
100 meter water resistant. This is.
It's everything we've been asking for.
This is everything that we ask. Exactly.
Zenith listens to us. That's right.
That's clearly
the
only reason that they came out with this one.
And they rushed it really quickly. No, I'm so excited. First of all, the first picture I saw of this was this blue dial, where it has this really gradient color, so it looks just like the night sky. And this dial is ridiculously beautiful. I'm in love with it. I'm absolutely obsessed. I can't say enough how much I love this watch. I love everything about it. I can't. And yes, and we've gotten comments. Go ahead.
No, well, we talked about, I don't even remember when we talked about this, sometime last year, but we talked about how easy it was to change from the bracelet to the strap, and they did it. It literally is a compilation of everything we said we think is important in a ladies' piece for women to actually wear, and they put it all in this watch.
Yeah. No, it's absolutely amazing. And yet, so we shared this to our Instagram stories, and the first thing was talking about the diamonds. And yeah, we've said about diamonds 1,000 times. Yeah. But this is different in the sense that, first of all, you can choose a diamond bezel or a non-diamond bezel. A lot of brands don't give you that option. And it's not adorned in diamonds all over the place. These are still sports watches. Even the diamond bezel looks like a sports watch to me.
I think so too.
So it's still a very practical watch. But then you can go with a non-diamond bezel option, and you just have the diamond markers. And the diamonds are not these huge, ridiculously oversized diamonds. They just look like regular markers on a watch. So they look very practical. I even like the black dial. I just love this watch. I really do. There's nothing I don't love about
There's nothing I don't like either. I mean, I would personally go for the blue dial with the non-diamond bezel. Mm-hmm. Oh gosh, I love that watch so freaking much.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
Also, I love all of our salty male listeners who kept reposting it, saying, "Why isn't there a men's version of this watch?"
You know what?
So, for
y'all
once,
get all the fun watches,
right? For once,
let us have this one.
Right? Give us this one watch, guy. Give us this one. No, but so I think this goes to a bigger conversation, and that like.
Well, again, guys are just asking for a smaller watch.
Yeah.
Because this is a 36. They want a 36 too, but guess what? Like, nobody's making a men's watch in a 36.
We'll see.
Gosh, this is beautiful.
I'm excited for this year. This really makes me, like, this was such a phenomenal way to kick off this year.
I agree.
And when you have, like Zenith killed it as far as women's watches went. Bulgari did a phenomenal job as well, just on the higher end, super technical side of it. Mm-hmm. But Zenith made women's watches that we've all been asking for. And I love, we've talked about this. We've talked about women's sports watches and the idea of unisex watches and watches that are, it comes down to even just advertising and having, the same watches advertised by both men and women, to really show how versatile and how unisex they are. And in the Elite series, if you look at their Instagram, they've been doing that. Mm-hmm. And that's absolutely phenomenal to me. And I really feel like maybe this is the year that brands start listening.
I think so. I think they already are.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that this is a step forward, and Zenith just really kicked it out of the ballpark. I mean,
yes, I did. Kudos to
everyone else has some big shoes to fill this year as far as the women's line. So I'm excited to see what comes. But
I'm very excited to see what comes. I'm very excited to see what's next. You have Basel, and then you have Watches and Wonders coming up in April, I believe. You'll have, Grand Seiko has their thing. Omega Swatch Group, like all of them.
Is that in the summer as well?
I think that's
or is it before
one. I think it's in March.
So it's before Basel.
I think it's spring. Because last year I thought it was right around the same time as Basel.
Okay.
So yeah, I think it's sometime in March. But it'll
Can't believe Basel's so late.
Yeah.
It's summer.
Yeah.
It's a long time to wait.
End of April, if I remember correctly.
Nobody got time for that.
We want the watches now, y'all. So thank you, LVMH, for getting these out in January.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Who carries Zenith in Nashville? Does anybody? Man, I really want to see these watches, like really badly.
Maybe Brinkers. It's not too far away.
Maybe we're going to Chicago, where you can find every watch brand ever. But Chicago. Woo! Mm-hmm. Yay. Okay, so we also wanted to spend a few minutes talking about all the watches that we have. Like, there's a lot going on right now. We have watches everywhere right now. We have some really awesome watches in for review. We are going to start doing, like, instead of our regular Friday episodes that we used to do, every now and then we're going to do, like, a watch review episode.
Yeah.
Which will be just real short, easy, but, like, talking about, because we get sent in some really awesome pieces.
Yeah.
And it looks like that's going to happen more this year.
Yeah, and I think it's a nice thing to dedicate an episode to both of us giving us our opinions on the piece.
And like a really
because I'm a terrible writer, so it's just much easier for me to get on here and talk about it.
Fair enough.
Not a great speaker either, but here we are.
But here we are with a podcast. So we had the Haven Shilton in for a little bit. So there'll be an article coming on the website here in a week or so for that. Right now we have the Himmel Strauss, which is kind of a fun, it's just different.
It's different.
For sure. It's definitely, especially at its price point, I think it's a pretty solid watch. We have, from our friends over at Worn and Wound, we just got some watches in. We have this Zodiac Olympus, which is really cool.
Real funky case on that thing, yeah.
And different for a dress watch. And I'm going to see how many times I can wear this with just blue jeans and a t-shirt, because it is such a dress watch. But I
think in rock it for sure.
100%.
Yeah, especially on that black strap. Put that on anything.
I think it's a fun watch. So we just got this guy in. What else do we have? We have the
Vero?
The limited edition Vero. Yeah, the Vero Peak Worn and Wound limited. There's like watches everywhere on our table right now. I'm having to like close my laptop to see what's going on. Yeah, the Vero limited edition.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Peak. that's a really beautiful watch for sure. We have
Your Doxa?
the Doxa.
Yeah.
I like how you said my Doxa, like your Doxa. So one of our listeners, Matt, who is at Snake Rabbit Crow on Instagram, sent us his Doxa sub 1200 to check out. So I've been talking about maybe a Doxa is the watch that I add to my collection this year. And everybody keeps posting Doxa watches right now, so it's a real struggle. But so he sent me this to check out. And I was like, people had commented about the size of the 1200, but when I got it out of the box just a little bit ago, it really wasn't that big.
I don't think it is at all.
But also, so it's a 42.7 millimeter case or something
And
like
I will
that.
say that I think we're both used to wearing bigger watches.
Yeah, my Planet
that
Ocean
helps a lot.
is a 42 millimeter.
That helps a lot in our perception.
And this is half a millimeter thinner than my Planet Ocean is. And it's on, I really like this Beads of Rice bracelet. I feel like I'm going to wear this for a hot minute. He said we could have it for like a month.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. He said like 2 to 4 weeks, but I'm just going to take him on that 4 week, the longer time of it.
Yeah.
Matt, if you want your watch back, just send me a DM.
Send her DM.
Send me like 6 DMs so that I can see it. No, but this is really fun. And then you have our friends at Manta.
I have a green Triumph, which was discontinued, and they happened to find a couple more dials, and
Don't you just love when that happens?
They did, yeah. So I definitely wanted to check one out because, as you know, I've been obsessed with green lately, and yeah, I'm happy to say that I'm going to pull the trigger on one. Surprise, surprise, right?
Nobody was surprised.
No, I
posted that poll in my Instagram stories. I'm actually really surprised that anybody voted that you were not going to be added.
They clearly don't know me yet.
No.
Yeah.
You guys should listen more. I think it was like 88% to 12%.
Well, you know what was funny is I had a lot of messages of people saying that they wish they had seen more pictures of the green dial because a lot of people really like that one. So I know it's discontinued. You never know.
Admit, I don't like green. I've made that very public on this podcast quite a few times.
Yeah, you said you hated it.
You seem very salty about that. Jeez, calm down, lady. But I do. I like this green. Yeah. So it's more of an olive color. It's not like a really bright green. I also think that maybe because it's not like the bezel green, so it's a little bit more...
Not so bright?
Yeah, it's not bright. It's a little bit more subtle. I actually like it.
Yeah.
More than I thought I
would. It's a great color.
It is a good color.
It's very subtle. And that's probably why you like it. It's not that big, bright, Kermit or Hulk green.
Yeah, which is what you want. But
well, the Kermit, yeah. I love that green.
I won't borrow that watch.
Fun.
I might borrow this one.
Yeah.
This one is nice.
It is super nice.
And it just, again, like Manta's finishing is so ridiculously good.
It is.
Like, I just cannot believe.
They've ruined me. They've completely ruined me from watches because just like the amount of watch that you get in that price point is it's shocking. It is shocking.
It's so ridiculous. I always love like picking one of these up and messing with them. Like it's just so ridiculous.
The fit, finishing, size, it all just comes together. I mean, it's
this guy sits on the wrist really good too.
Yeah. I'll let you borrow it.
I'm gonna give that back to you before I end up buying one. Oh, man. But I think that's it.
That's it.
That's it.
Till next week.
Till next week.
Yeah, look out. Keep an eye out on our website. We'll put maybe a review up this week.
Maybe.
Who knows?
Maybe.
You just said you would.
I did just say I would. I said within a week. So.
Oh. Yeah. Okay. Stretching it out. It'll be next Friday, y'all.
Oh, now you're dedicating me. But check it out. Check out the website anyways, because there are like some fun listener stuff coming up. And like, I'm trying to stay on top of this whole like weekly review thing. Like just a quick like little blurb about all the watches that were released every week.
Yeah, because we clearly can't talk about everything.
There's a lot for this week too. Like I've been working on the one for this week for a hot minute. So, man. So many watches. I might take the week of like Basel and
just take it off. Y'all can get that from Houdinki.
That will be exactly on the article.
Just
It'll
a
just be
link.
links to Hibiki and
It's
a
fine.
blog to watch and Worn and Wound
Yeah.
and watch it. Like everybody who gets to go to the events,
Yeah, we're
just
not
check
there.
those guys out.
Yeah, just go check them out.
All right, that's it for real. It's been fun.
Yeah.
We're gonna play with all the watches, and that's all we got. We'll
Yeah.
see you next week.
Talk to you next week. Bye.
Bye.